Hey everybody, it's Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is about foot care. And please, watch the video. Because foot care is very important. Unless you've been boots on the ground in a dangerous environment, combative environment, whatever, however you want to use the terminology, and or been a hardcore like backpacker back in the backcountry, hundreds of miles out in the mountains and stuff like that, you might not understand how important foot care is, what's all involved, and certain things about it. So please watch. Also, please subscribe if you like the videos. Please hit the thumbs up, comment below, and watch time matters. Also, if you guys want to help out the channel, ring the little bell notification thing. That really helps because it helps you, bypass some of the algorithm bullcrap of them not showing my videos when they come out. Check us out on Patreon. We're doing awesome things there. None of the censorship that YouTube has over there, so I can be myself a lot more. So check us out. On with the video. Foot care. Feet are the most important thing, pretty much, when it comes to being able to move around in an austere environment. Meaning challenging environment, dangerous environment, whatever. SHTF event, WRL, Teotihuacan, whatever you want to call it. I'm talking more of a long-term, larger event. Everything is going to be more physical. Everything's going to be more physically demanding. You're going to walk everywhere. You're not going to be sitting there driving your car everywhere. You're not going to jump in your electric vehicle and drive downtown and pick up whatever you need at your local store or whatever it is. You're going to have to walk everywhere. You may have other things, but you know what I'm meaning. Everything's going to be more physical. So you're going to spend a lot more time on your feet, a lot more time out patrolling, working your garden, exploring, foraging, all the things. So with foot care, first things first, quality footwear. Good brand, not Walmart, Target, $15 shoes. No. Mainly, I think the best option would be boots and or hiking shoes. Maybe trail running shoes. Shoes and boots that are built to withstand and to stand up over hard abuse and last and perform. I guess I can throw some brands out there that I think are really good. I think Merrell's are really good. Salomon's are really good. Loa is really good. There's a lot of other ones. But anyway, good quality footwear. You're going to pay more for it, yes, but it doesn't have to be super expensive. You are going to be next to your feet. A bed is the most important thing, even in regular everyday life. Because when you're not on your feet, up and around, moving around, stuff like that. I know you sit down, stuff like that, but you know what I'm talking about. When you're awake, you're up, moving around, you're on your feet. And in SHTF, you're going to be on your feet a lot more. Good quality bed, so you can get proper sleep. Those are two of the biggest factors in health and how well you feel and how well you can take care of yourself and your body. So, but we're talking about footwear here. So, sturdy footwear, extra footwear. When you get close to wearing something out, a pair of shoes out, unless it's like high heels or slip-on Crocs or something like that, it's probably has a very, very limited use in an SHTF environment, in an SHTF world. So, you may not think about saving those. But, save your old boots and or good quality shoes. Keep them in a prep box. Just throw them in a random prep box or an etc. prep box, whatever you happen to call that box. I call it a random prep box. Along with quality footwear is the proper wear of footwear. Not loose, not super tight, but firm enough, tight enough, tying your shoelaces to give your foot the support it needs, yet not to be too tight that it's constricting it, cutting off blood flow, etc. You don't want it loose though, also, because you don't want chafing. You don't want chafing and all the other stuff that comes along with that, blisters and everything. So proper shoelaces. Also, some of these better name brands that I named off have good shoelaces that I don't actually swap out with 550 cord, because they're really good quality laces. But a lot of times, most of my boots, I just go ahead and swap out my laces for 550 cord. That way, yes, I have some extra 550 cord on hand. I did a video about that, about the use of 550 cord in shoelaces. No, you don't use the whole cord. You use the internals of the cord. Check out that video if you want to see it. 550 cord shoelaces, I think it's called. Anyway, and the next most important thing other than that is socks. Good quality socks. I prefer merino wool socks because no matter what the environment, even in warmer environments, your feet still breathe fairly well with wool. It allows you to be more comfortable in a broader temperature range than cotton or acrylic, or synthetics and all that kind of stuff. So there may be some high-end synthetic stuff that's specialized Gucci gear that I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about regular people, normal stuff. And some of the best merino wool socks I've found, actually, I look for 70% or better. I think they're 70 or 72%. I actually get them at Costco. They're the Kirkland brand. They're my favorite wool socks. I love them. I wear them all the time. But I also have those same socks, same exact Kirkland socks I buy at Costco in my Amazon store if you're interested. Pretty decent price. I forget how many pairs, how much it is, but it's a good price for what you get. And I think Amazon store, I think they're a little bit cheaper than Costco even. I forget. I don't know. If not, they're comparable. So good quality wool socks. Have lots. Lots of good quality wool socks because you wear them out. Yes, you can repair them, sew them up, stuff like that, but they'll get thin and stuff. So have lots of wool socks. Next thing other than wool socks is foot powder. Have foot powders and keep your feet dry. Oh, another thing about wool socks is even if they're wet, they keep you warm. Just a quick little note. Foot powder. Keep your feet dry. Take care of them. You do not want wet feet. So everybody thinks immediately, oh, well, I got to have like Gore-Tex or waterproof boots. No, not necessarily. Because depending on the environment, even if you're wearing Gore-Tex, say Gore-Tex boots, and it's a really wet environment, water is going to get in, period, no matter what. Either over the top or through them if you're soaked all the time. Gore-Tex doesn't last forever. It's not 100% waterproof for hours and hours and hours. With that said, some environments, really, really wet environments, lost my train of thought. Water gets in. Problem with Gore-Tex and or waterproof boots is that then it's stuck in there. It stays in there. So your feet are soaking wet, sitting in this water. That's what they called trench foot back in World War I. Because of all these guys sitting in the trench in the water that collected in the trenches, they were walking around soaking wet feet in water all the time. And you got foot rot, fungal rot and stuff. That's bad, really bad. You got to take care of your feet. You got to keep them dry. So sometimes a better option is, like I have Merrell Moab Vents. Those are really good boots because I use them as a warm weather boot, but with the proper socks and stuff like that because they're not insulated and they're vents, so they don't trap the water in. The water gets in really quick, but it also gets out really quick. And then if you keep walking doing the things, your feet can dry out. The heat produced by your body will eventually dry it out and stuff like that. So you won't be walking around with water trapped inside your boots all the time. And they're quicker to warm up to dry them out. They're quicker to dry out. So that's a really good option. There's other manufacturers and other brands and stuff like that and models of boots that do the same thing. That's just one of my favorite pairs. I love those. I've worn them in some pretty austere environments around the world, and they work really well. They stand up, they do the things. So keeping your feet dry is key. If you need to change your socks often, change your socks often. Often. That's why I say buy lots of wool socks, lots of good quality socks, even if they're not wool. If it's summertime and you're, say, in Florida and you're just wet all the time, well, just get good quality cotton socks maybe. I don't know what it really applies to you, but get the best. That's boots and socks are worth spending some money on. And like I said, those Kirkland wool socks aren't that expensive anyway. Another thing is for foot care are things like moleskin, band-aids, medical tape, even duct tape. You can take, if you're getting a hot spot on your heel, for example, you can just literally take some duct tape it onto your foot to prevent wearing on the hot spot. Is that the best option? No. Moleskin, medical tape, stuff like that is probably going to be a little bit better. But you can use duct tape. I know, I've used it. So, those kind of things to prevent hot spots on your feet. Hopefully, if you're wearing in your boots, you have good quality boots, you're wearing them in all the time, using them. Like my SHTF boots are my boots I wear every single day. I wear them all the time. And I forget the brand. Vask. That's one of the other good quality boots out there that I recommend. So, Vasks, Salomon's, and Merrell's. Those are the 3 brands of boots that I have and that I wear all the time. I have maybe a couple pairs of each, and I wear them all the time. I train in them all the time. I go into the woods with them all the time. All these videos you see me walking around and stuff out in the woods, I have the boots I wore to work that day if I went to work that day. So they're my regular everyday boots. That's just what I wear. Maybe you're in an office environment and you got to wear like dress shoes or something like that. Okay, I get it. But wear your boots, wear your prepper footwear as often as you possibly can. Get them worn in, get used to it. Get used to doing the things with it. Try, walking into as many different environments as you can so that you can avoid hot spots when you have to be wearing those all the time. Because that's not when you want to run into issues. You don't want to have issues and increased medical threats in an SHTF environment. Everything's falling around you. The last thing you want is some hot spots and some blisters and then open sores and then infection and all that stuff like that. You don't want that. Do everything you possibly can to avoid things like that. So, take action on the first sign of trouble with your feet. Hot spots, aches, pains, twisted ankle, things like that. Tape up your feet, tape up your ankles, stuff like that. Let me see. Change your socks a lot, keep them dry, air them out, air out your feet at the end of the day, or any opportunity you can when you're sitting around and you're taking a break or something like that. Take your shoes and socks off. Let them air out. That's a good time to put on a new pair of socks before you go back to work. So let your feet air out. Let them air dry. That's really good for them. Maybe walk around in the dirt. Do that whole grounding thing where your feet, body to earth connection. If you believe in that, I think there's some validity to it for sure. Another great thing is shoe goo. Shoe goo is awesome for repairing shoes, repairing the sole, repairing so many different things. And there's a lot of different uses for shoe goo. I'm not even going to that right now. I'm not talking about shoe goo. But the application for shoes obviously is implied. It's shoe goo. Also waterproofing. But like I said, beware whether you want to waterproof your boots or your shoes or not. You may want to, you may not want to. There's spray-on waterproofing stuff. There's many different applications of waterproofing systems for your footwear. Even if they are Gore-Tex or waterproof footwear, shoes, boots, whatever, you may still want to do an additional extra waterproofing. Basically it can't hurt. So that may be a good thing. It may be something you need to think about. Waterproofing, if it works for you, if you're in an environment and if you're in a situation where that's what you're going for, you don't need necessarily that water draining because you're getting lots of crazy water in your boots. So that's something. All right, let me click my notepad here. The last thing pretty much is watch where you walk. Be safe. Don't do stupid things. Don't put yourself at risk in a bad environment like post-SHTF world, you're not going to want to do dumb things. Like I watch shows, like Wilderness, I forget what they were, Mountain Men, and the like Survival Alaska or Sub-Zero Alaska or whatever they are. And I watch these shows and I can tell that some of these people aren't necessarily as off-grid or as homesteady or as disconnected from society as they might want you to think, because they may be trappers, they may be doing these things, but they do some things on that show that I can tell they're not as remote and as disconnected as they try to make them seem, because they'll do stupid things like jump from this wet log to that wet log, and then, you can't do that. Now, it's not a proof of manliness, also for you guys out there, to do stupid things to show that you're tough, or you can do this amazing feat with jumping, or I can climb up this, or I can do that. In an SHTF environment, you got to be super careful, super duper careful. Don't do anything stupid. Be extra careful. What you walk on, how you walk, your footing, all these different things, because you don't want any injuries. You're going to get injuries, yes, but you have to mitigate them as much as humanly possible, because we're not going to have an emergency room available to us. If your group has an emergency room doc and lots of supplies, great, but still don't stress them. Don't rely on that, because you'll run out of them, or maybe the doc will get hurt or something like that. So don't count on that. Be super careful. Don't let your pride get in the way. Don't say, oh, I can do this. No. Stop. Go around. Take the long route. Do something else. Get help. Ask for help. There's nothing unmanly about asking for help, guys. Okay? Don't let your egos get in the way and get you injured, get you hurt out there. I get being a man, yes. Stepping up, doing manly things, yes, I get it. Masculinity is awesome. Being a good man, no problem. But don't be stupid, okay? So I hope this gets some good information for you guys. Hope it helps you guys think, gives you some things to think about, some things to do, and some shopping to do maybe, if you need some new boots or socks or something like that. So, like I said in the beginning, if you like the videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, comment below, check us out on Patreon. Instagram. We got Instagram, Asymmetrical Preparedness, or just Asymmetrical Preparedness on Instagram. Check us out there. Please follow if you have Instagram. We're trying to, post some pictures there and stuff like that. Trying to get some more traffic here, doing some things over there. Just doing the things. So, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.